Oh, hi there. My name's Seep. You missed class today, so you need to watch a video. Bad. No, I'm kidding. Hope you're doing okay. Hope everyone around you is well, healthy, enjoying the nice weather, all that kind of stuff. Definitely know that I enjoyed getting out, and I know wasn't fun, but raking leaves and doing things like that this weekend, and enjoying a couple of 70-degree days. Hope you had a good long weekend. Welcome back. It's Monday, and you are watching In Case You Missed Psychology. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to actually present my thing and disappear on you guys for a while, but we're going to talk about a couple of important things. But first, the quick reminders. Work hand-in from last week. We had an assignment that was due on Thursday. Work hand-in was not so good. So remember that, some of you guys need this half credit of psychology to, get your social studies credits done. And, you don't want to fail a class that you shouldn't fail. So make sure you're taking care of your end of things and getting work done. We're going to have probably about a grade or grade and half a week, depending on, what goes on. So, it's important that you hand in those weekly assignments. If you don't, your communication grade and your analysis grade are going to go into the crapper. So you don't want that to happen. So please make sure you're doing your work. Other reminder, we're going to wrap up our look at chapter 1 on Thursday if everything goes the way I've got it planned. And so we're looking at a test on Friday. Please make sure that you're doing the notes and making sure you're ready for that. We'll talk more about what that's going to look like on Wednesday and Thursday as the week goes on. But today we're going to do is we're going to look at psychology as a science. We're going to talk about why it's a science, and we're also going to identify the difficulty with psychology as a science. And then with the time you have left allotted for psychology today, you have a new assignment that's in classroom that is going to be due by Thursday at midnight. Since we're taking the test on Friday, made the assignment due Thursday. Okay, so I'm going to go into presentation mode for you guys because I've got some short videos I'm going to use in this one. And, as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, reach out, email, chat, whatever it is that you want to do to get a hold of me. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm going to start you guys off with kind of just a little film clip about science. Science, I think science is a lot of fun, but I also understand that for some people science can be really hard. And so I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite little clips from Muppet Labs. I don't know if you guys were watching Muppets when you guys were little. I watched the Muppets a lot when I was younger. And one of my favorite parts is when Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and his lab assistant Beaker would come on. So sometimes science can be really hard.
Fractured flipper.
Tinker, tinker, fiddle. Oh! Dr. Bunsen Honeydew here at Muppet Labs, where the future is being made today. Well, I've got some news here to tickle your fancy, because here they are, friends, the answer to your prayers, Muppet's all-new edible paper clips. Now, the honor of tasting this first batch of delicious paper clips goes, of course, to my helpful and eager assistant, Beaker. Oh, Beaker, what is the matter? Oh, that's very naughty, Beaker. Now, you eat these clips this minute. Go on, eat. You're not so bad. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yes. Good. Yes, friends. Muppet's edible paper clips are delicious, nutritious, and nickel-plated. They're handy around the office, and they're wonderful as a TV snack. Furthermore, they are absolutely harmless. Or nearly so.
Poor fellow lost his nose. How will he smell without it? Same as always. Terrible. Dr. Honeydew.
So a little look at science being hard and obviously fun. One of the things that poor old Dr. Bunsen Honeydew never considers the side effects or the way that things are going to impact Beaker. And so when we're looking at psychology, the reason that psychology is a science and the science part can be really tricky is that it really does rely on the scientific method. Now, I'm not going to go through a ton of time with you guys on the different steps of the scientific method because I know you probably learned that in about fourth or fifth grade or so. And honestly, you use the scientific method all the time when you're going through doing regular everyday life things. It's a really regimented problem-solving process. And realistically, I'll break it down into four major ideas. We observe that there's a problem. The average freshman isn't doing as well online as they usually would be. There's a lot more people sick in Marshall than there are in per 100 people than in other places in Dane County. Tom Brady doesn't seem to be able to throw a football straight this year. All right, so you're going to develop a hypothesis. I don't know, a hypothesis about the online schooling is people aren't as motivated because they're stuck at home and they're not in a classroom. The hypothesis about Marshall, maybe people in small towns feel more comfortable because they think they know everybody. Hypothesis about Tom Brady, he's 1,000 years old. And so what we're going to do is we're going to then collect data. We're going to do an experiment. We're going to run a survey. We're going to do an interview. We're going to come up with various ways to try to prove or disprove our hypothesis. And then if the data that we collect supports our hypothesis, we have a theory and, we can move along. Now, the question about theories is, are theories forever? And the answer is no. Theories can be disproven. New information can come to light. We can find out that there were flaws in the data collection process. But all in all, the scientific method is kind of a normal way that people go through and they problem solve. Think about everyday life in a high school. You probably use this method a lot to try to solve issues that happen to you as the day goes on. The problem is, though, and this is the issue with psychology as a science, science is based on theories, and theories really boil down to the fact that there is one right answer. And in a lot of sciences, there is only one right answer. Why did that volcano erupt? Well, here's X, Y, and Z. Why is it raining today? Well, here's the answer. What happens when I put this chemical together with that chemical inside a glass beaker? Bam, this is what happens. Most sciences, we have one right answer. In psychology, there are a number of possible right answers for why people do the things that they do. So in psychology, we could potentially have thousands of answers to the same issue. For instance, if you look at a simple behavior like blinking, think about all the reasons why you might blink. You blink to keep your eyes moist. You blink if there's something in your eye. People blink more when they're nervous. People blink more when they're excited. You're going to blink if it's really, really windy because that will dry your eyes out and put junk in your eyes. You blink if it's too bright in a room. You blink a lot if someone says blink a lot. Okay. And so the biggest issue that we have with psychology as a science is we could witness 5 people do the exact same behavior, but there could be 5 different reasons for why they're doing it. Okay. And so that's kind of important to note as we move on in things that psychology isn't a one size fits all science. It doesn't work the same for everybody. It doesn't look the same for everybody. Okay. And I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples of this on the next slide. Okay. Now this first video, I'm guessing probably a lot of you guys have seen. The second video hopefully is new to you guys. But I want you guys to look at these from a scientific standpoint. Okay. I'm going to bump the volume up just a little bit more this time. And first I'm going to show you guys, I think it's Ippy Bird, and this is the Diet Coke and Mentos experiment.
Tap, 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 tap,
I think you've probably seen enough now. Now, the question is, why does that work? When you drop Mentos into Diet Coke, why is it that the Diet Coke fizzes up and sprays every place? By the way, if you've never seen that before, it was one of the first really big viral videos on YouTube. And literally the people that made it have made millions of dollars off of it. But why? Why is it that when we drop Diet Coke into where we drop Mentos into Diet Coke, that happens? It actually works with pretty much any soda. Just the reaction is bigger with Diet Coke. Anybody know? The reason is because there are little small pocks and pebbles or small holes, caves in Mentos, and when the sweetener and the carbon dioxide get into the little caverns and things, it causes this chemical reaction, which causes the buildup of more gases inside the Diet Coke, and it moves to an area of least resistance. That's always the answer. That's the only answer. One, period. That's it. Now, the second video I'm going to show you guys, I'm actually going to go full screen on so you guys can see it and get the full hang. But I want you guys to be thinking about what's the reason for the behaviors. This is a good one.
What the hell do you want?
So I like that one. I hope Some people get, I had somebody yell at me last year because they told me it scared them. I don't know. So the question is, I have a lot of questions about this one, but I've got 2 questions I'm going to ask you guys. What's up with the smiling dude? Okay. What are the possible reasons for his behavior? Could be drunk, could be on drugs. Maybe he has a mental disorder. Maybe there's something wrong with the guy. Maybe he's just out screwing around, pranking people. Maybe he's a serial killer. Maybe it's one of those reality shows and there are cameras like linked up all over the place. But there's a lot of potential, and there's more. There's a lot of potential reasons for his behavior. Then you look at the other guy, the guy in the hoodie. Why did he stop running? Like, what? He ran like half a block and like conked it out. If you're that freaked out, why would you stop? Oh, maybe he was really tired. Maybe he has asthma. Maybe he has bad ankle. Maybe he rolled his ankle. Maybe he thought he was safe. Maybe he thought he saw a police car. Maybe, who knows? Okay. But the problem is Diet Coke and Mentos right there, that's simple. All right. We know what's going to happen every time. Crazy guy down the sidewalk, that's not the same every time. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what the person's motivation is. We don't know the ending. And so that's the difficulty with psychology as a science. First of all, we're science because we observe the scientific method and we collect data, but it's a little shaky, okay? Now, last thing, you're going to have an assignment in classroom waiting for you, and it is a crash course video. Not going to be John Green this time. It's his younger brother, Hank, and Hank is going to run you guys through some of the early schools of thought in psychology and talk about what psychology is. I have like 9 questions that go along with it. That's going to be due Thursday by midnight. If you have any questions, I'll be available to you guys whenever you need me. Have a great day. Again, hope you're well. Bye-bye.